So here we go with the sixth one in the series. I'm going through each of the drivers on boards in those last 5 laps of Abu Dhabi 2021 and exposing the fact that their race engineer isn't communicating with their driver in accordance with the rules and regulations of the sport. So what you've got here, for those of you who are new to the channel, you've got the black thumbnail which shows you the audio feed without any interruptions from myself, and then next to it is the white thumbnail where I go through that feed and analyze it and point out what is wrong with what is being said. So here I've uploaded the black thumbnail top left hand corner of Esteban Ocon's audio feed. I'm now going to go through that audio feed and reveal what is wrong with that. The only different thumbnail here is the red one of the Charles Leclerc Ferrari audio feed. The difference in that feed is that Charles Leclerc that race was something was on the line for Charles Leclerc, and that was 5th position in the Drivers' Championship. He ultimately lost that position and finished 7th. He got overtaken by Lando Norris and his teammate Carlos Sainz. Sainz leapfrogged from 7th up to 5th, and Leclerc went the other way. The very nature of that interaction between Leclerc and his race engineer, the focus of that was entirely on the outcome for Leclerc. Every other analysis will show you that wasn't their focus. They were more complicit with the rules being broken, and that wasn't affecting the outcome for those individual drivers. So we're going to see now, going through Ocon's communications and see what's going on there. Now, again, just for context, the championship position going into that event was such that Esteban Ocon was 11th in the Drivers' Championship, 5 points behind his teammate. He couldn't be caught by Sebastian Vettel in 12th. The only thing that he was capable of doing was potentially outscoring Fernando Alonso and leapfrogging Fernando Alonso in the Drivers' Championship in the 2021 season. But to do that, he'd have had to outscore Alonso by 6 points or more. When the safety car was thrown, Ocon was in 10th position, I believe. We'll go through and we'll double check that. I think he was in 10th with his teammate Alonso in 9th. So he was already on course for 1 point. Alonso was on course for 2 points. What had also happened is Norris had dropped down the order, pitted for these fresh mediums due to this supposed slow puncture. And when Norris came back out on track, he'd passed Ocon quite easily. He'd passed Alonso quite easily. So on any restart, the notion of Alonso and Ocon being able to make it past Norris was highly unlikely, because we'd already seen that Norris had got the performance advantage over those two Alpines. Norris actually pitted from 5th position, I think it was. I think he relinquished 5th position at the time this supposed slow puncture happened. So realistically, those two Alpine cars weren't likely to pass the McLaren. So they weren't likely to advance from those positions that they were in. And just by overtaking his teammate Alonso, well, all that's going to do, that's going to mean that, assuming Perez didn't retire, that's going to make Ocon have 2 points and Alonso have 1 point. So it's not going to change the championship standings. So with that in mind, there's not really a lot to play for Ocon. All right, but we're going to go through those audios now, and we're going to point out what the race engineer is saying and what is wrong with it. So here we go. And just for reference, in case any of you haven't picked up on it, Hamilton is here, bottom left at turn 9. Back up that straight towards turn 8, you've got Norris, followed by Alonso, and there's Ocon, where the number 8 is. Turn 8, Ocon is the lighter blue dot at turn 8. Verstappen is behind him, and But when they were coming down between turn 5 and turn 6, Ocon's race engineer informed Ocon that Verstappen was about a second and a half behind him, and he would be getting blue flags fairly soon to let Verstappen pass because Verstappen was on the verge of lapping Ocon. But as we can see, Nicholas Latifi at turn 14, well, you can't see it very easily, but another blue dot is stationary at turn 14 because Latifi has crashed, and therefore you'll soon get the notification that there is a yellow flag and safety car. Always bear in mind, the regulations are there for a purpose. Okay? Most people in this sport have been lied to by the sports broadcaster. The sport itself lies to you about the safety car. Always understand this. You are told the purpose of the unlapping procedure is to get those cars out of the way of the race between the leaders. That is not what its purpose is. The purpose is as follows. Lando Norris at this stage is in 8th position because Perez hasn't retired yet. In 8th position, he's trying to chase 7th. In 7th position, it's Pierre Gasly, the grey dot here. So all that Norris is behind Gasly is actually less than 12 seconds. Because Latifi has crashed, the safety car is deployed on track and racing is neutralised. And what happens is the safety car will pick up Hamilton. Hamilton will bunch behind that safety car and every remaining competitor on track will bunch behind Hamilton, meaning that Norris has to hold behind Hamilton. Gasly, on the other hand, gets the chance of driving off all the way around the track and joins the back of that then formed up safety car snake, now leaving Norris the best part of a lap behind Gasly, the car that he was previously challenging. So before racing can resume, the mandatory regulation is that the cars that have been lapped and that qualify to be released, and the qualifying criteria is that you were lapped at the point of the incident or before that safety car passes the safety car line for the second time. If you then get lapped by pitting late into that safety car window, you're not eligible to unlap. But providing that doesn't happen to you, you're eligible to unlap, and it's a requirement that you are released by that safety car, and that safety car remains out on track for at least one more lap to afford you the opportunity of making it around the track and linking up with the back of that safety car snake. And that restores sporting fairness to all competitors. Racing has been neutralised for everybody, and the only way we go racing is to make sure we're in the correct race order, and all of the gaps, all of the advantages that had been previously built up, they're all wiped out between all competitors. That's the only fair way of doing it. We can't just say, oh, safety car. Now, Max Verstappen, you get to be half a second behind Lewis Hamilton. Lando Norris, no, and lucky you're now a minute and a half behind Pierre Gasly. The guy that you were actually closer to before the crash. You were closer to Gasly than Verstappen was to Hamilton. But we'll let Verstappen be just half a second behind Hamilton. But you know, you're a minute and a half behind. Oh, that's the unpredictable rules of Formula One that nobody knows. No. There are rules and there are regulations, things that need to be carried out for a purpose. And they lie to you about the purpose. I wonder why that is. By lying to you, they can get away with lying to you. If they don't inform you what the true purpose of that regulation is, they can convince you that this is somehow okay. Oh, you can go racing with lap cars in situ. They don't have to let the lap cars through, says Brundle. But that's normally on a wet day. Oh, but that's normally when a southwesterly wind is blowing and the temperature is just 24.6 degrees. Shut up, Brundle. Stop giving us your bullshit. Okay? It's not affected by weather conditions. It's all about sporting fairness. So understand that. You are being lied to. What needs to happen, if they're going to go racing again, is all 8 of those lapped cars need to be released and that safety car stays out on track for one further lap. Every team knows that. The FIA know that. Not only Michael Massey knows that. The 10 other personnel in FIA race control know that. Michael Massey on 4 occasions has demonstrated that he knows his use of 15.3, his overriding authority, where he kept that safety car out on track for a further lap beyond that mandatory lap to ensure that those release cars fully caught the back of that safety car snake, to ensure they were all bunched up with just half a second between each competitor and they were all in the correct race order. They're the facts of it. That is what really is known by this sport. The sports broadcasters know that. Anybody that knows anything about Formula One and has any involvement in the sport knows about that. All the teams, all of those teams, strategists and race engineers know that. And let's see if that is reflected in the audio you're now going to hear. So here we go. Let's get it going again.
Double yellow turn 14, this could well be a safety car. Safety car windows are closed.
Safety car windows are closed. What does that mean? Okay, your safety car window, that would be, can I get into the pits and get back on track without losing position? Okay, if I can, then it's a free pit stop essentially. Otherwise, I've got to consider, by changing tyres, the extra performance that is going to give me, will that be sufficient? Will it give me enough of an advantage to make those places back with what remains in this race? Okay, if you, in Esteban Ocon's position, are in 10th, and let's just double check that. We know Hamilton is first, Verstappen is second, third is Perez, fourth is Sainz, fifth is Bottas, and then we've got 6th Tsunoda, 7th Gasly, 8th Norris, 10th, I've gone to 10th, haven't I? 9th Alonso, 10th Ocon. All right, 11th Ricciardo, 12th Leclerc. So that's where we're at. Okay. Ocon in 10th position. You've got a world championship point at the moment. If you pit and Ricciardo and Leclerc stay out on track, you're going to drop down to 12th. So the likelihood of a resumption in this race is minimal. At the point in time that Latifi crashes, Hamilton has got 5.4 laps of this race remaining. On average, it takes 5.5 laps for an incident such as this to be cleared up and for racing to resume. So it's highly likely that there's going to be a safety car finish. If by chance that this happens to be a quicker clear up, you may get one lap of racing in once the procedures have been carried out. In that one lap of racing, if you've changed tyres, are you likely to be able to gain those 2 places back that you have lost when you went into the pits to change tyres? And the chances are that is unlikely. Hence the notion of pit window is closed. You might even drop behind Vettel and Stroll. Depending, I've not done the exact times of this, but clearly from where Ocon is at turn 9, he is going to lose positions to Ricciardo and Leclerc if he pits and they stay out on track. So you do not give up track position. Hence the notion of pit window being closed. We'll just replay that audio again.
Double yellow turn 14, this could well be a safety car. Safety car windows are closed.
Safety car windows are closed, and that's for Alonso as well. Okay, so that's why they're staying on track. So those people that think, oh, all of the teams agreed to a racing finish. Well, if everybody agrees to a racing finish, what you're going to do, you're going to set yourself up for the best position for you to be in for a racing finish, to race on. Why doesn't everybody pit for soft compound tyres? Oh, we're going to have a 1-lap shootout for everybody. So everybody put your soft compound tyres on. They don't do that, do they? If those cars are in the points and they stand to lose position, they don't do that. Why not? Oh, they're holding on to what they've got, aren't they? Why would you throw that away? But surely if everybody's agreed, everybody goes on to soft compound tyres. Doesn't work like that, does it?
Okay, safety car, we are staying out. Safety car, we are staying out. So let's follow the delta and brake 5, please. We need to bring those rear brakes down, please. Brake 5, bring the rear brake temps down. Okay, so outside of the track, turn 14, Latifi, stop, keep to the left now, please, keep to the left.
Good communication from the race engineer informing his driver of where he needs to go to avoid the incident. Has he got a view of turn 14 so that he can see what's going on track and therefore is able to communicate to his driver to give him the best information to pass that scene safely? Because Brundle and Crofty, when they are commentating, they'll ask us the question, is there a vehicle on track? Getting that car out the way? Can't see. So they can't tell us, Brundle and Crofty. F1 TV don't want to give us the live pictures of the scene. They have them cameras there. They've got three or four cameras there that could show us, but they don't. Instead, they chop and change. Oh, there's cars going into the pits. Oh, here's a replay. Oh, here's some audio. Oh, here's a safety car with cars weaving behind it. You're not showing us the key thing here, are you? The key thing is, how long is this incident going to take to clear up? Show us that, because that is going to be the thing that determines whether or not this race is capable of resuming or not.
Okay, we are staying out.
Okay, so what we know now is, although they have now completed their lap 52, these two Alpines, because they've been lapped. But because they've been lapped, when Lewis Hamilton crosses the finish line, their race ends as well. So they will not have completed all 58 laps. Their race ends with them having completed 57 laps. So there's 5 laps left, even though it might say on their race data they're on lap 52 of 58, so they should have 6 more laps to complete. They've been lapped, so they'll only get a chance to complete 57 laps. So 5 laps to go for both of those two Alpine cars now.
Okay, so that's the first time we passed safety car 1 line. Verstappen and Daniel have boxed behind. So Leclerc is now the car behind. Let's bring those rear brake temps down, please. Go forwards 5% brake bias. Forwards 5% brake bias.
Okay. The previous information on the previous lap when they were going between turn 5 and turn 6 was that Verstappen was the car that's behind you and he is likely to be lapping you soon. You will get blue flags for that. Now Verstappen is not that car, so this bit of information is fine. Okay, the car behind you now is Leclerc. You're in a race with him. He's 11th position. He will be a car that will challenge you for position. So it's just information at the moment. That's not. I don't have a problem with that. And also previously, the person he was competing against that was behind him was Daniel Ricciardo, because once Verstappen would have lapped him, okay, had that have played out that way, the car that would have been chasing down Ocon would have been Daniel Ricciardo. And so now informing Ocon that actually Ricciardo's pitted and it's the Ferrari of Leclerc that is the car that would be challenging you is good information.
Need brake application to a minimum. Just need to bring those temps down. So Leclerc is the car behind, 17 lap old medium tyres. We will be racing in at the restart. Quite a few cars have boxed, so we'll see where this ends up. Let's keep.
Okay. So he's given him the information about the tyres. Ocon is on 36 lap old hard compound tyres at the point in time that the incident occurred. And Leclerc was on 16 lap old medium compound tyres at the point in time of the Latifi crash. He just said there though, at the restart, not if this restarts. Now that's quite significant because we don't know if it's going to be restarting. We know the data. Well, they know the data. and you can check my videos out, and I'll put a video up after I've done this series explaining the average time that these take to play themselves out. And those times, they don't always have cars setting themselves on fire and needing a fire extinguisher to be deployed on track, which then needs sweeping up as well as the debris. So this incident is probably likely to take longer than average to clear up. And the average time's 5.5 laps. And yet the race engineer is saying when it restarts.
That delta as close to zero as we can. Back. Quite a few cars have boxed, so we'll see where this ends up. Let's keep that delta tyres. We will be racing in the restart. Okay, so Leclerc is the car behind, 17-lap old medium tyres. We will be racing in the restart.
So we'll be racing him at the restart. He's quite confident of a restart, isn't he? The rest of us, watching real time, that knew anything about the sport, we're all thinking, well, this is highly likely to be a safety car finish. The only way that we're going to know that is show us what's going on at turn 14. Oh, you're not going to do that. You're not going to do that. What's going on? We don't know. All we get to do is listen to Brundle and Crofty lying about the rules of the sport.
Quite a few cars have boxed, so we'll see where this ends up. Let's keep that delta as close to zero as we can. That correction, safety car is a few cars ahead in front of Hamilton. So, safety car just going towards turn 9. Hamilton, Norris, Fernando, then yourself.
We're not before, are we?
Esteban is not the sharpest tool in the box. We're not P4, are we? I'm not in 4th place. No, Esteban, you're not in 4th place. You've been lapped, okay? And the safety car has picked up the leader. And then the other lapped cars are the ones behind it. You're looking ahead of you on the road, aren't you, Esteban? You're looking at, you can see the flashing lights of the safety car. And then you've counted back. Oh, I'm the 4th car back in this safety car, Snake. I'm not in 4th position, am I? No, Esteban. No, you're not.
No, because the cars have been lapped. Once everyone's got into position, I'll let you know where we are.
Copy.
You're 10th, Esteban.
Okay, so
I mean, your race engineer could have looked on data view and it'd have been on there. You know, you're saying, oh, I can't tell because some people are pitted. But some people pit and they get lapped, and some people become unlapped. As Brundle will tell you, it's also confusing, but it's not. It's there on data view. Happened real time.
4 laps left at the end of this one.
You want? We are beware.
10th, Esteban. Now you're going to go around turn 14. Nicholas Latifi's car is still there. They've just deployed a fire extinguisher, so there's a load of smoke there. Be careful, stay left.
Stand by, we are P5.
Eleven from what I think, but
Could be, I'm just working out who's boxed and where everyone is. I'll let you know once I've got a clear picture. Let's just concentrate on those tyres and brakes. Brake temps are now under control. Good job with that. Okay, so we are P10.
Well done, chicken. He got there in the end. He's worked out that he's in 10th position. Sharp lads, some of these race engineers, aren't they? Sharp lads.
this one. I've got a little bit of scope with brake temperatures. Any front tyre warm-up we can do will be helpful before I restart.
So, about 3.5 laps to go, you say? Approximately. For 3.5 laps to go in this race. What needs to happen is the lapped cars need to be released and the safety car stays out on track for a further lap to afford those lapped cars the opportunity of making it around the track to link up with the back of the safety car snake. Those lapped cars must be released by the end of lap 56. We're on lap 55 now. They must be released and have passed the leader in the safety car by the end of lap 56 so that lap 57 can be that mandatory safety car lap. And that's the only way we could get a racing lap of lap 58. That's the only way it can happen. You cannot resume racing with lapped cars in situ because you do that. Where are we? Well, we have Lando Norris here, the orange dot that was previously chasing Gasly. Well, where's Gasly now? Gasly is, he's not there, he's not there. Oh, he's gone into the pits to put some tyres on, and then he'll come out and he'll be able to speed around here, and you'll see that Gasly eventually links up with the back of the snake. And you cannot allow Norris to lose a lap on it. So you cannot resume racing with lapped cars in situ. You're not allowed that scenario. Just because the leader has passed you doesn't mean your race no longer matters. You're still in a race, you're still competing, you're still fighting for World Championship points. Therefore, if racing is neutralised, it's neutralised for everybody, and before it can resume for everybody, those conditions need to be reset for everybody. That is the sporting context of involving yourself in this sport. And if anybody tries to subvert that, you get banned from the sport. So Horner, Wheatley, Newey, and every race engineer that was complicit with this, and every team that was complicit with this, there's going to be a consequence. So we'll carry on.
So cars behind, we've got Leclerc, then Vettel, and then Verstappen. So Verstappen is in P2, so people will have blue flags.
People will have blue flags. What are you talking about? Verstappen is in P2, so people will have blue flags. There are 3.5 laps to go. The only way we go racing is to release those lapped cars and perform an additional lap of the safety car. In doing so, those cars that are in between Hamilton and Verstappen are out of the way. Hamilton is then in the lead with Verstappen directly behind him. Those cars directly behind Verstappen, which are Ricciardo and Stroll, are out of the way. And third place Carlos Sainz is directly behind Verstappen. So, what it establishes is the correct race order. Nobody is going to get blue flags. Why, with 3.5 laps of this event remaining, are you suggesting the notion of blue flags? What do you know? Oh, Pierre Gasly is exiting the pits. Lando, that's your chance of what will ultimately be 6th place. That's disappearing, mate. Yeah, he's 7th at the moment, is Gasly, but when Perez mysteriously retires, that'll make Gasly 6th. Yeah, you don't get the chance to fight him.
So the car is being cleared now. There's a crane on track just moving it to the side.
So you can see the scene. There is a crane on track moving it to the side. Where's Brundle and Crofty? Is there a vehicle on track moving that car out of the way? Can't see. Brundle and Crofty claim that they can't see. If you've got a job commentating on a sport, you need to be able to see the key information that you need to talk to people about. You'll have people in the comment section jump up as experts. Tell us, oh, Brundle and Crofty don't get to request that, really? So you know exactly what you get to commentate on, and what you can do, what screens, what cameras you can request to be seeing in order to perform your job. I suggest if you don't know, which you don't jump up in the comment section and fill the comment section with disinformation. But that's what you're being paid to do. But that will be revealed at some point, as will you, the individuals involved.
Keep to the left through 14. Just if they allow unlapped cars to pass the safety car, we need to try and keep that pace up. It won't wait.
Right. 3 laps to go now. Hamilton has just crossed the start-finish line to begin lap 56. Lap 56 is the crucial lap. Lapped cars have to be released on this lap, and then the safety car will remain on track for lap 57 to afford those released cars the chance of catching the back of the safety car snake, and that's the only way we will get a racing lap in this race. So going on to lap 56, listen to what OCON's race engineer says.
Just if they allow unlapped cars to pass the safety car, we need to try and keep that pace up. It won't wait. We'll bring the safety car in.
So it will.
If they allow the lapped cars to pass, they probably won't wait. So keep that pace up. That's not in the regulations of the sport, is it? So you are telling your driver that something might happen that's not in the regulations of the sport. What's that all about? Would a football manager be shouting out to his team on the pitch, "Oh, the referee's not going to play by the rules of football, so be prepared for this to happen. Oh, everybody, lads, the referee's not going to blow the whistle for handball, so just be prepared. You can pick the ball up and run with it. It's fine. The referee's decided he's not going to do that." Would that be okay? Because we've got a race engineer communicating to his driver that the race director is not going to play by the rules of the sport. That's not okay. That's a fraud. That's result manipulation. That's manipulating a sport by not playing by the rules of the sport. That's not okay. You've all been conditioned to think, "Oh, yeah, that's okay. The team's agreed that. No, you can't agree that. You cannot agree to, "Oh, we've all agreed that the rules of the sport can be broken for this." You can't make agreements like that.
Just if they allow unlapped cars to pass the safety car, we need to try and keep that pace up. It won't wait. We'll bring the safety car in.
So what we overtake now?
No, not now.
Keep the pace up because they probably won't wait. So you know that before your driver begins lap 56. Strange shit.
If and when they allow lap cars to overtake the safety car and unlap themselves, we'll just need to keep the pace up, that's all. I'll let you know.
Jacob, yeah.
So 3 laps left from now. Okay, let's just...
Right. When Charles Leclerc in the red Ferrari dot was at turn 3, his race engineer informs him that the lapped cars are not going to be allowed to overtake. Okay? Very clear. Lapped cars are not going to be allowed to overtake. So that was a second or two before now.
Just watch the front brake temps, they're getting a little warm now, so let's go back on brake bias please, back to 0.5 on the dash. Okay, lapped cars will not be allowed to overtake.
So Esteban Ocon is now on between turn 5 and turn 6 before he finds that out. Ferrari got it a lot earlier. In fact, I think Ferrari was actually at turn 2. I think Leclerc was actually at turn 2 when that message began, and Ocon was at turn 5 by the time that he got communicated with it.
Okay, so I would expect the safety car to come in very shortly.
Okay, I would expect the safety car to come in very shortly. Well, hang on a minute. That's not what the rules and regulations of the sport are. You've just been informed that lapped cars will not be allowed to overtake. What does that mean? If it is not safe, okay, that's what it means. If it is not safe, then the message overtaking will not be permitted is what's in the regulations. And it's not safe. And the reason it's not safe is there are still marshals on track sweeping debris up from the track. You've been able to communicate to your driver that, oh, now as you're going around there's a vehicle on the track, so stay left. Have you still not got that camera pointing at that track showing you that there's marshals in orange overalls sweeping the track right now? Because if you cut to Nicholas Latifi's car camera, you'll see marshals on the track sweeping up debris right now. Hence, you cannot release the lapped cars because it's not safe. The track has not been declared safe. And what does that mean? That doesn't mean we're going to go racing and we're going to bring the safety car in. It means we're still dealing with a safety incident and we're going to continue lapping behind the safety car. When it is declared safe, we will carry out this procedure to restore sporting fairness to all competitors, and then, and only then, will we go racing. Why are you saying, oh, lapped cars aren't going to be allowed to release, but the safety car, I think the safety car is going to be coming in now and we'll get going again? Well, you can't because Lando Norris here, who was 12 seconds behind Pierre Gasly, well, Pierre Gasly's now on his way to get behind Tsunoda at the back of the safety car, Snake. 1 minute 30 behind now, aren't you, Lando? From previously being less than 12 seconds behind. That's not fair, is it? Oh, that's fine. As long as we give Verstappen the chance of being half a second behind Hamilton, it doesn't matter about anybody else, does it? No, it does. At every Grand Prix of the season, we use the same rules and regulations. So, all you do is you perform at each Grand Prix, you collect as many points as you can, and you add them points together. There's not a grand finale. There's not a shootout. No, it's just another Grand Prix in the season. Same rules apply. You cannot break the rules here. Not only are the rules being broken, you are just calmly communicating with your driver. Oh, yeah, I think this is going to happen. That's not in the rules of the sport. You're being complicit with the rules being broken. That is being complicit with a fraud. You are defrauding the global audience in playing this out.
So this means that we will have blue flags for Verstappen.
It doesn't mean that you will have blue flags for Verstappen. That notion that you communicated on lap 55, right? It doesn't mean that. What it means is overtake, right, the rule, the regulation, the word in the regulation is overtaking will not be permitted. That is the message given out when it's not safe. The FIA made up a regulation, which was lapped cars will not be allowed to overtake. That doesn't even mean anything. Okay, that's why it's not a regulation. There is a purpose for giving out that order, and that is because it's not safe. So the fact that you've been told the lapped cars aren't allowed to overtake, that just means that it's not safe to do so. So we'll continue lapping behind the safety car. When it is safe, that procedure of unlapping and the safety car remaining on track for a further lap still needs to be carried out. Why are you jumping to this conclusion? Oh, we're going to go racing like this and you'll just get blue flags and you'll have to roll the red carpet out and let Max pass you. Because that's not in the regulations. That's not allowed. But you are going along with it, whatever your name is. Esteban Ocon's race engineer. Sounds like an Englishman. A real man of integrity. That's right.
Quite quickly, he's just behind 3 cars back. It's Verstappen, then Vettel, then Leclerc, then Hughes.
Yeah, 3 cars back. So Esteban Ocon, what's the situation for you, Esteban? Ahead of you, you've got your teammate Fernando, and ahead of him is Lando Norris. Behind you, you've got Charles Leclerc and Sebastian Vettel. But your race engineer's talking about a car that's behind them, Max Verstappen. Yeah, you're going to get blue flags. It's not the car behind you or the car behind that. It's a car behind that you need to be worried about. Well, you'll be 2 or 3 seconds up the road by then, surely, if this false scenario is played out.
Lap car's not been allowed to overtake, there'll be 2.
Because when we're not having this situation, right, if it's a normal race, and Verstappen is coming up to a DRS train of 3 cars. Okay, each of them drivers will get informed sequentially. Okay, you won't get your race engineer going, okay, 3 cars back, you've got the leader coming to lap you. Okay, you'll get that information when he's behind you, and oh right, blue flags now because that's the leader you need to get past. You don't get it notified in advance. Oh, right, stop racing now, move to one side. The leader is 3 cars behind you, and you just need to move out of the way and let him get through as quickly as possible. No, that's not how it works, is it? It's not how it works. As and when he's past Vettel, as and when he's past Leclerc. Oh, now the leader's behind you. You've got a blue flag now. Don't get in his way. Well, Verstappen weren't the leader, but I'm just trying to illustrate the point. Let's just rewind to what was said.
So with lap cars not been allowed to overtake, there'll be 2 laps left at the end of this one.
So with lapped cars not being allowed to overtake, there'll be 2 laps left after this one. Why are you saying that? Have we lost the opportunity for lapped cars to be allowed to overtake? Well, if that order is given now by race control, all 8 cars can pass the leader, and then the safety car will remain on track for a further lap, and then it will pull in and we can go racing again. Because we're still on lap 56. And if those lapped cars get let by this lap, then it's still possible. So why are you saying that now? Why are you saying that now? With lapped cars not being released, you can't go racing. Why are you saying, oh, there'll be 2 laps? Why are you not saying, if it's not possible for you to be released this lap, it's going to be a safety car finish? Because that's the truth. And you're not saying the truth. If it is not possible for you to be released this lap, this will be a safety car finish. That is the only valid statement that you can make. But you don't make that statement. So Verstappen, who is the 3rd car back from you, is on fresh, soft compound tyres or new. Who gives a shit about that? What's the relevance of that? Does that matter to you, Ocon? What tyres Verstappen is on? Matters to your race engineer, doesn't it?
So Verstappen car back from you, he's on new soft tyres. 2 laps.
So, enough people are aware of what compound of tyre Verstappen's on. Oh, but we want a shootout. What tyres is Hamilton on? You want to see 2 cars separated out to race off over 1 lap, knowing full well that 1 car is on 44-lap-old hard tyres and 1 car is on fresh soft compound tyres. And you want to see, what's going to happen if we break the rules to set that scenario up? That'll be exciting for everybody, won't it? That's called setting somebody up to get smashed, isn't it?
It's going to come through quite quickly. Just need to make sure we keep clear of it.
Jump out of the way, Verstappen. Jump out of the way. It's a third car back, but just jump out of the way.
Another lap behind the safety car. So that means there'll be one lap left, most likely, to restart.
Another lap behind the safety car, which means there'll be one lap left, and it's likely to restart. It's not allowed to happen. It's not allowed to happen. All you're doing is communicating that, oh, the rules are going to be broken and this is what's going to happen. That's not allowed to happen. You're complicit. Why aren't you objecting? Why do you even think that this is allowed to happen? What meetings were you in, and who has told you that this is something that may happen if the situation requires it? And these are the kind of measures that we may take to make sure that we can somehow engineer a racing finish to this event. Tell us. Let me know what you think in the comments section. Esteban Ocon's race engineer from Alpine and the rest of the Alpine team who were complicit with this fraud.
Okay, so brake temps are okay, but we don't want any more temperature in the fronts.
There's Pierre Gasly. He's now in 6th position because Sergio Perez has retired. Oh, and he's safe in 6th position. He hasn't got the jeopardy on the restart of anybody overtaking him. He can just go all on the attack on those fresh compound tyres without the risk of anybody overtaking him. No defending, just attacking. What a great position to be in for Gasly. Hasn't got Lando Norris breathing down his neck trying to overtake him. Strange that. It's funny how somebody can crash in a race and it ruins some people's races and yet have a great impact on others. Or do we have regulations that mean that that's not allowed to happen? Oh yeah, we have regulations which means that's not allowed to happen. Those regulations which you'd think as a race engineer, as a strategist, you'd know because you'd actually work out your strategy in accordance with that. You'd know the data. You'd know whether it was worth pitting or not on the grounds of, are we likely to resume racing? Is it better to put yourself onto tyres that are going to perform better if we're going to go racing? Or is the time lost or track positions lost? Do we need to keep hold of them because we might not go racing again? I wonder. Let me know what you think in the comments section, Alpine race engineers.
Overtake the safety car now, please. Overtake the safety car. Norris should go first. You, Fernando, and Norris, the 3 cars ahead, will overtake the safety car. Follow them. Okay, keep the pace up, please. Keep the pace up. Let's go back to brake 2 and recharge off. Go recharge off now. Okay, so it's going to be 2 laps left from now. So we've unlapped ourselves.
2 laps left from now because we've unlapped ourselves. Well, you haven't unlapped yourself. Once the last lapped car has passed the leader, the safety car will return to the pits at the end of the following lap. right? So the safety car's got to remain out on track. That's the regulation. Having passed the leader, those cars that have been released are to proceed around the track at an appropriate speed, making every without overtaking, making every effort to catch the back of the pack. Okay, it's not the exact wording, but that's what the regulations will state, and I'll do a video about that after I've gone through this series. So this lap now that you've been released, but you're now, until that safety car period ends in the appropriate manner, you cannot overtake. But now they're breaking that rule as well. We just throw in the safety car back into the pits, and all of the regulations that go around it, they're being obliterated. As soon as you cross the start-finish line, you can now overtake. Well, no, you're not allowed. But no calling that out either. Just go with it. Just go with it. Shh. Don't say anything. Just go with it and take the money.
Safety cars coming in this lap. It's not overtake yet. Okay, let's push 2 laps left.
You're now in 9th because Perez has retired. You're now on 2 points. Your teammate Alonso is on 4 points. The car ahead of him is Norris, but we've seen Norris already overtake you and Alonso quite easily, so the chance of tracking him down is unlikely because he's a faster car. So, realistically, what's in this for you, Ocon? Not a lot. Last lap. Esteban Ocon is doing all right on those. They were 36 lap old hard tyres at the point in time of the Latifi crash, so they're now probably 41 lap old hard tyres. And behind him is a car on much fresher tyres, which are going to fire up quicker on the restart. Says Brundle.
Press and hold overtake for 5 seconds, both back straight if you need it. Okay, mate, that's the checkered flag, scenario 12. Well done, mate. E9.
Copy, good job, guys. Unlucky there with the VSC, but
Yeah, very.
it was a good race otherwise.
It was good, very well managed from you. Verstappen won.
Oh, Verstappen won. So you're more interested than that, aren't you? Yeah? Whoa, guess what? We've broken the rules and Verstappen's won. Didn't mention anything about breaking the rules along the way. You're complicit with that. Oh, but guess what's happened with us breaking the rules? Verstappen's won.
Hamilton second. Sainz third, so Verstappen is the world champion.
Copy that. Very well done to him.
Oh, well done, Max. Let's everybody give Max a round of applause. We've just broken the rules and given Max the chance of winning. Did we give Norris the chance of overtaking Pierre Gasly to see if Norris could get sixth in that race? Did we give Daniel Ricciardo the chance of overtaking Sebastian Vettel or Charles Leclerc to see if he could get a point-scoring position in that race? Did we give Carlos Sainz the chance of challenging for a top 2 position in that race? No, we only gave Verstappen the chance, knowing full well what the outcome was going to be. Well done to you, Max. Well done to you. And we, the teams, didn't say anything. We just went along with the rule breaks. You fraudulent haters. That's what you are. Fraudulent haters. And there'll be consequences. That's how it's going to be.
Couldn't have asked for a much more dramatic end, I don't think.
Oh, we couldn't have asked for a more dramatic end. You couldn't make that ending up for drama, could you? We couldn't have asked for a more dramatic end. Funny that, you've got a media company that own the show. And they've come up with an idea to inject some drama. How does that work? And all the characters have got to play their role, haven't they, in the drama for that dramatic end, that contrivance that you're selling as a sport. Well, that's a fraud.
Let's just keep cooling the car, please. Keep cooling the car. So,
who is it? Is it Rory McIlroy and Trent Alexander-Arnold? Do them lads know that they've invested in a team, a sporting team that was part of a sporting fraud? I mean, are they aware of that? Have they actually done their research, and do they understand enough about the sport of Formula One to understand that the Alpine team is complicit with sport fixing and fraud? And then they've been encouraged to invest their money into that team? Makes me wonder. Makes me wonder.
we're going to recharge on, please, recharge on.
10 hour 12 now.
Scenario 12 and recharge on, please. So the order, Verstappen, Hamilton, Sainz, as I said, Tsunoda and Gasly were 4th and 5th. Very close. Bottas 6th, Norris 7th, Fernando 8th, himself 9th. Leclerc rounding out the top 10. Very well done.
Copy that.
Okay, so we'll be coming in the pit lane, normal switch off procedures.
7 in.
Okay, so we'll wait a few seconds, then go to P1. Wait another 5 seconds, go to P0. Remember to get some fluids on board as well. Well done, not a bad way to end the year.
Yeah, very solid. Thank you for the whole season, guys. It's been a great ride. Thank you for making so much memories.
Your Alpine car sounds like a canal boat chugging along there, mate, at idle.
So we can do it all again next year.
Can't wait. Anyway, there's the fraud. The Alpine team with Esteban Ocon's race engineer is complicit with the fraud. Happy to go along with the rules of the sport being broken. Happy to inform their driver that the rules of the sport are going to be broken. What does that indicate? That would indicate that they have been party to some sort of agreement before the race that the rules may be broken to facilitate that ending. Sport fixing. Sport manipulation. Fraud. More to come. Next up is the hater himself, Fernando Alonso. And there is some significant stuff in Fernando Alonso's audio. We need to get this to Unlap now to get this job done before it will be too late. All that to come for Fernando Alonso. So, keep liking, keep subscribing, and importantly, please keep sharing this. More and more people need to wake up to what is going on. So, once again, thank you for your support, and next one will be along soon.